Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I decided to talk about how to work with enums in C sharp. So enums, short for enumeration, is a distinct type that consists of a set of named constant called the enumerator list. Okay, so enums are used basically to represent a collection of related values in a more readable and maintainable way. Now, for example, in your application, you have three types of users: admin, teachers, students. And if you want to use the values of these, sorry guys, there was some interruption in the voice. Okay. No, I was talking about, for example, you have uh, three types of users in your application, like admin, like teacher and student. And if you want to assign some values to these, for example, the teacher ID is 1, the student ID is 2, and the admin ID is 3. And if you want to use these IDs in your whole application, for example, you are working on a product, and if you have lots of usage of these three types, then it is better to use the enum and assign some values um, to these enum types, and then you can access. Now, now let's me directly jump towards the Visual Studio so that I show you how we can use the enums and what are the basic usage. Okay. Now I will define here basically two enums. The first enum, for example, is user types. Okay. And to define an enum, you have to use the enum keyword. To define a class, we are using the class here, the class keyword, and then the name. But with the enum, you have to use this enum. Okay. So I have basically three types of users. For example, admin is equal to 1. Okay. uh, Teacher is equal to 2, and sorry, and student is equal to 3. Okay. No, I can use these enum inside the whole application for different types of checking. Okay. Now let's suppose uh, I define here another class. Let me define here another class, public class user. Okay. And public string first name. Okay. Sorry guys, like full name. Okay. And public int student ID. I want to show you the actual usage of the enum. Okay. So student ID, for example, and for let's me also define one another property for the user type. Okay. So but and I should keep this a user ID, right? No, I am getting an error. Okay. No, the error has gone because I was missing these closing braces, right? Now, let me define here an object of this user, um, user object, and let me create this by using the constructor of this class and user object, for example, user object dot first full name. Let's suppose, sorry guys, my mouse is full name. It's I think full name. Okay. And user object dot user id, uh, for example 50, and here lets me also define the user type. Now for example the user type is 1. Okay, now you can see here that we have the user type id is equal to 1 for admin. Okay, now for example I am writing some code, I am developing some module, and here I get the student data, sorry, the user data like in this way. Now if I want to check the user type, then I can directly check the user type like this. Okay, like user object for example is equal to 1. Okay, for the admin I can directly check. And for example I it's for, the first thing is that it's not readable, understandable, so one have to check what is these one for use for, whether it is admin, whether it is teacher or student, so someone have to check in the database the user types, right? The second thing is that uh, for example later if you change uh, the admin type from one to something else, then you have to maintain, I mean, again, these are types of hard coded check. Okay. No, for example, you have used this type of check 100 tab in your application, then you have to, I mean, for example, you change the admin ID from 1 to 2, then you have to again read all the code, rewrite all the code. Okay. So it's a lot of headache and difficult work, and may you not maintain all the things in a correct way, and your application will start producing errors. Okay, no, the best thing is that I so to check, so I should use the enum. Okay, no, how to use the enum? No, I will use admin. Okay, no, these check, I can check this tab. I mean, I can use this type of check in many places inside my application to check what is the user tab. Now, for example, if user tab is equal to admin, um, I have to call a function. For example, I have a function inside the application, public, for example, variable user rights. Now, for example, here is a function, for example, inside my application, get admin rights. Okay. Now, here I am getting an error. Cannot be applied to operand of type int and user type. No, I have just to write here integer before. Okay, because the user type is integer. Now here I did not define, you can see, an integer, but I directly assign the value 1, 2, 3. So it is basically an integer value I can see. That is why I will convert the user type.admin to the integer so that the compile time errors gone. Okay. Now let me put here one another check. For example, if I want, if user type is teacher, then I have to call some function get teacher role rights. Okay, like in this way. No, for example, you have lots of either class libraries or other projects, or even you can say inside the existing project, for example, you have lots of other code, lots of classes, and if you want to check the user type in different places, then it is the best way to use enum. Define the constant here inside the enum, because you know inside the database the admin type is 1, the teacher type is 2, and student type is 3. Then instead of hard coded check like these, so you it is I mean a good way to write enum and then use like in this way. Now let's me first run the code. I think it is enough about the theory how we can use the enum. Now I am just creating here an object. If I show you the object inside the quick watch window, you can see I assign a value to the full name. I assign 50 to the user ID, and I define here the user type is equal to 1. Okay. Now here at this check, let's we see, yes, the condition is true, the user type is 1, and no, I can write here my logic, I can do any kind of thing. Okay. Now let's we move towards the second thing, and this condition will not become true because the user type is 1 and teacher ID is equal to 2, teacher type ID is equal to 2. So we will come outside of this if loop. I mean, we will not go inside the inner block of the if condition, right? So you can also define lots of enums. It is best thing to maintain your code like um, to define some global enums, to define something inside the constant and then enum classes. Okay. Now, for example, you can define here an enum and another enum error code. Okay. Now for if no error, for example, you can give here code 0. For not found, you can assign a value. For example, I think for the not found, we have the error code 404. And for example, if in um, internal error, then you can assign here the code. I think for the internal server error, we are using the code 500. Now you can use this enum also inside your application in different places, like in API calls, if to manage different types of error and to show the errors to the users, right? So it was the basic usage of enum in C sharp. So you can use according to your requirements and needs. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. See you next time. Thank you.